And one more misunderstanding I want to clear up. Under our plan, no federal dollars will be used to fund abortions, and federal conscience laws will remain in place.
Pro-life groups are up in arms at a provision in the Democrats' health care plan. Now, Representative Lois Capps was the author of the controversial compromise in the House that would allow the new government-run insurance program to cover abortions. Now, according to the AP, the House legislation says that no federal funds will be used. Instead, abortions would be paid for by beneficiary premiums. But a spokesman for the National Right to Life, they're not buying that explanation. He said, quote, "It is a sham. It's a bookkeeping scheme." Now, the plan pays for abortion and the government subsidizes the plan.
Would that include abortion providers? I mean, it looks to me like you're expanding it to where you, well, say for instance like Planned Parenthood, would that put them into this system?
It would include women's health clinics that provide comprehensive services, and under the definition of a women's health clinic, it would include Planned Parenthood clinics. It does not in any way expand a service. In other words, it doesn't expand nor mandate an abortion service.
No, but it would provide for it.
It would provide for any service deemed medically necessary or medically appropriate.
Are you prepared to say that in a government, public-funded, taxpayer-funded public health insurance plan that no taxpayer money will go to pay for abortions?
I think that will wind up being part of the debate. I'm not prepared to say explicitly that right now. It's obviously a controversial issue, and it's one of the questions that is playing out in this debate.
So you're not prepared to rule out?
I'm not prepared to rule it out.
It's important to know when we talk about health care that way too many Americans believe these off-the-kook end theories. But honestly, it's not that Americans in general widely believe these off-the-kook end theories. It really is specifically Republicans who believe this stuff. The gap between Fox viewers and MSNBC and CNN viewers who wrongly believe that healthcare reform assures taxpayer-funded abortions, it's a 29-point gap.
If this bill passes and there's a public option, should that public option cover abortions?
That's not the issue. The issue is people go out there to, we'll be working on that issue, but that's not the issue. The public option doesn't cover insurance.
But the public option would have the public option would have a say on the marketplace about what is covered in certain plans.
No, but the insurance companies, as with private, it would be treated just the way private insurance is treated now.
So when you have somebody like Bart Stupak who says he wants language like the Hyde Amendment put into any health care reform bill?
Well, I don't know that Bart's language is exactly that.
I offered the Hyde Amendment along with Joe Pitts from Pennsylvania in committee. I said, as you said, on the Energy and Commerce Committee, we have the main jurisdiction over the policy part of health care. The tax part is Ways and Means, and Education and Labor had a little part, but we're the main committee for health in the U.S. House of Representatives. And in that committee, I offered the Hyde Amendment. Straight language we've always had since about 1970s. Said maintain current law in this act, creating national health care program. In this act, there shall be no public funds, federal funds, for abortion. We lost that amendment 31 to 29. We lost by 2 votes.
And one more misunderstanding I want to clear up. Under our plan, no federal dollars will be used to fund abortions, and federal conscience laws will remain in place.
I called him. I called the president, had a discussion with the president, and I read exactly what you just said. And he said, what it says is, under my plan, being the president's plan. And I'd say, with all due respect, sir, you do not have a plan. The only plan we have out is the House plan. So I don't know if it's a game of semantics or what.
We're trying to have a debate in this country between two groups of people who have two totally different sets of facts.